Suparna ma'am, just a minute. So before we start, uh, this is the initiative by IQAC for guiding our research scholars to have a research publication, because as per the norms, everyone have to publish two research paper in the Scopus journal, minimum two research paper in other journals, and two research chapters in any journal. So the today's basic intention is how to publish the research paper in the Scopus and Web of Science journal. So I thank Dr. Arati Sukheja, IQAC coordinator, Suparna Deepak, IQAC member, and Dr. Bhavna Parab for taking this initiative and guiding our students for research publication in the Scopus and Web of Science journal. Make most out of this, and it's mandatory for all the students to publish the research paper in the Scopus or Web of Science journal. So please listen to the session carefully. Ma'am will guide us, and many a times we have observed, and students have also represented that they could not find the journals names, the exact website. So ma'am will guide on this. So I request Suparna Deepak ma'am to start the session.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm Suparna Deepak. I'm a criteria 3 in charge of Pillai College of Art, Science and Commerce, the head of the department for Department of Biotechnology. So here today we will be just seeing we will see what are some tips which will help us in designing a paper for Scopus or Web of Science, and also like how we can search. I will show you and a kind of a workshop, like I will go to the sites and will show you how we can search for a journal for our particular paper which we need to publish. So as we all know, what is Scopus or Web of Science? They are nothing but they are databases, right? So they are databases which will have which are having some journals in their databases. So whenever a journal is indexed in Scopus or indexed in Web of Science, what does that mean? That they have these databases, Scopus or Web of Science, they have some stringent rules, okay, which these journals are following, and hence they are retained in their database. So when we are publishing it, definitely when we are publishing any paper in such kind of indexed journals, then definitely it will talk about our research work. So the quality of our paper is such that it is accepted in that particular journal. So it reflects on our academic standards, and also let us it helps us in getting visibility in the research world. So this is what I was talking about, that there is always an impact of such kind of papers in the research world. So for example, when we are also writing journals, writing papers. So we also refer to good papers, and good papers are usually indexed papers, right? So definitely, like when we are referring them, so what happens is we are giving them citations. So such papers which are indexed in Scopus or in Web of Science, they are having high citation rate also. So as a researcher, we also are, every one of us would be knowing about I-10 index, HI index and all. So ये सारी चीजें कब होती है? When our papers are getting cited, right? So to have proper higher citations and all for boosting our research careers, it is very much important that we are publishing our papers in Scopus or Web of Science indexed journals only. So on what basis is this indexing done? So first of all, it is peer reviewed. So these journals undergo rigorous peer reviewing process. So peer reviewing, everyone would be knowing that it is nothing but whatever the papers that are submitted, they are sent to reviewers. So various reviewers which are from that particular field, they will comment whether the research work is good or not, whether it is acceptable or not, and can be accepted by the journal or not. So then the editorial board. The editorial board is having various good experts in their respective field, and also the impact factor. So the impact factor is it depends upon like how many citations that the papers which are published in that particular journal has acquired in the last 3 years. On that particular factor, the impact factor is calculated. Now, impact factor is calculated like there are various different agencies which show that they have calculated impact factor. बहुत सारे journals में आप लोगों को दिखता होगा, but those are not actual impact factor. So there is a proper agency which does this particular calculation. Proper calculation is being done. So that is so only those agency impact factor should be considered. We should not consider it uh, by any other agency. Okay, so you have for Scopus and all, you have Simago journal ranks, you have journal citation reports. This is the most important one, journal citation reports. So only by JCR or only by SJR, the impact factors which are calculated, that has to be considered. You cannot consider any other impact factor which comes into place. So then selecting the right journal is very, very important. So on what basis the right journal can be selected? So first is the scope of your journal. So that means relevant hai ki nahi hai, whether whatever paper that you have written, that whether it aligns with the research area or the target audience that that particular journal is looking ahead of. Okay, then the impact factor, as we have said, and also the publication speed. So I will show you, like in Scopus it is very easy to check the publication speed also, as we all know that it takes a lot of time in publishing in Web of Science or in Scopus, because of the rigorous peer reviewing process. But there is a timeline which is being given for most of the journals when we select in Scopus. So when we go to the website, we will come to know. Just give me us. So we will check that. So how it happens is, first we submit. So for submission, again, here usually whenever it is a Scopus index or your Web of Science index journals, you don't have like एक email ID दे दिया or you have to send that paper to them. It doesn't happen that way. There is proper protocol. So there is usually a fixed format, a fixed form which is there, which you need to fill up first, and then on that form only you have to upload your manuscript, whatever is there. So again, the manuscript, how they needed, sometimes they needed the title page different, the body of the paper differently. So it depends upon. So it is very important that we read the instructions to the author very nicely, so that we can prepare the things as it is needed by the journal. We are ready for the submission, and so how it is required by the journal, accordingly we can make the submissions. Once we submit it, usually there is first screening that is being done is by the editor. So that is the initial like initial acceptance that is there. So before going for the peer reviewing process, it is the editor who will go through your work and will check whether it is relevant to the journal or not, whether it aligns with the scope of the journal or not, and whether the quality, also just an overview, whether the quality of the paper that is submitted, that is good or not. Okay, and also whether the author has followed the guidelines that is given by the journal. So सारे guidelines follow up हुए हैं कि नहीं. So that is an overall checking the editor does, and then editor gives the acceptance. So this initial acceptance is being given very early, like within a week or 10 days. Usually you get the initial acceptance. So initial acceptance doesn't assure you that it would be published, because now initial acceptance only tells you that yes, it is ready to go for the peer reviewing process. So next is the peer reviewing, where the manuscript is sent to reviewers who assess its quality and relevance. Okay, so in detail assessment is being done. So if the reviewer thinks that it is not at all good, so straight away it is getting rejected. But if the reviewer thinks that yes, the work is good, but the writing part could be changed, या फिर some extra analysis could be done, which is needed for the paper. So such kind of then some either minor or major changes are being told, or feedback is being given. So according to whatever the changes that is being uh, recommended by the reviewers, then the author has to change it and then again resubmit it in the same portal. So it is very much important that we keep on. So it is not always necessary that they will send you a mail or something. So हमें हमेशा in that portal we have to log in and we have to check, is there any reply or anything that has come from their end. So this process we have to follow. So then, depending upon the reviewer's feedback, the editor is going to make a decision whether to accept the paper, whether to revise the paper, or to reject the paper. So this ensures that whatever the paper that is research paper that is uh, being published in these journals, they are of good quality and it has all the things. And obviously, in this process, they will also do the plagiarism check. So it is always better that before submission, we do the plagiarism check. And nowadays, yes, plagiarism is also checked for AI generative tools. So whether it is written by you or whether it is written, because the language is very much, it could be. See, it is not that we cannot use AI at all. We can use, but we can just use it to make, like after we have written down, we can just use it to make the language more appropriate. Okay, but it is not recommended to directly take the matter from the AI and then go for publishing. So that is the reason why plagiarism for AI tool is also being implemented by all the journals. So, ye, hum before submission, it is our duty that we should do this plagiarism and then upload the manuscript in these portals. So it is very much important, as we can see over here. The abhi मैंने जो बताया आप लोगों को, so it is depending upon that. So it is very much important that we understand the feedback carefully. जो भी reviewers का comment है, we have to understand it and we have to understand the concerns and make the revisions according to the reviewers' feedback, and then only the acceptance could be there. If we don't understand, if we are not following the feedback, then making revisions doesn't help. It is there are changes, like there are many a times it happens that we will do revisions and we will resubmit it, but still some of the journals may reject it. But it is fine. If one journal rejects it, doesn't mean that we cannot upload it for the another journal. Once it is rejected by one journal, then we can approach any other journal. But it is very important to also understand that one paper we cannot submit it in two or three or more than one journal at a time. Once it is accepted or once it is rejected from a particular journal, then only we can upload it in some other journal. So at a time, only one journal has to be considered. So these are some strategies that we can implement for improving our chances of acceptance. Okay, so these are just some tips. We don't have to follow it as it is, but just as we said, stick to the or search the proper journal according to your topic or whatever your title is there. So I will show you that. Manuscript should be written as per the journal's guideline. This is very, very important. And it is also वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि रिव्यूअर ने जो ये दिया है फीडबैक दिया है उसको बहुत अच्छे से हम ये करें. लास्ट थिंग, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, like try to cite because that journal is very relevant to your topic. There would be definitely some papers which is related to yours, which would be present in that particular journal. So it is advisable that you can cite one or two articles from that particular journal in your paper. So this definitely gives, a better chance of acceptance in that particular journal because it is a then give and take relation. Like agar tumhara journal, tumhara paper, if it gets published, then obviously their citation also increases, right? Because 2 or 3 papers from their journal is getting published or getting cited in your particular paper, right? So, usme se they are also going to get some benefit. They are also going to get some citations. And these citations are very much important to improve their site score or improve their impact factor, right? So, that's how it could be a small tip, but it could be useful in increasing the chances of acceptance. And then once you have published your work, it is also very much important. So agar हमें अपना citations increase करना है, so then in that case it is also very important that we promote our published work, right? So ResearchGate, academia.edu, या फिर even LinkedIn, Twitter, यहाँ पे we can showcase our papers. Yes, along with that, it is very much important that we should have, all of us should have ORCID. We should have our Google Scholar, Google Scholar Cup page, okay, where all our research work, all our publications should be easily available, okay. And ORCID is very important in case of your Web of Science or Scopus Index journals. This is the thing that they will definitely ask. आपको आपका ORCID definitely they are going to ask. So it is always better कि आप अपना ORCID बना के रख दीजिए. So there is a website on which you have to just go and register. So once you register, you will get an ID, a 16-digit number, okay, and a kind of an email ID. That ID you have to save and keep. So whatever details you have added into this particular website, so then when you are entering, so when you are filling the form for the journals indexed in the Scopus or indexed in the Web of Science, so when you are filling this form, you have to just fill your ORCID and all the details which is available on this particular database. So that will reflect, okay, that will come automatically onto your the forms of this particular journal. So it is very important, kindly noted, that every one of us should prepare.
And sorry, Suparna ma'am.
Yeah.
This is our next step. That whatever is communicated to you by Suparna Deepak ma'am. This is our next step is going to be you have to submit your IDs or any code or any specific number generated in your name that you have to submit. Thank you, ma'am. Can continue.
Thank you. So kindly note down that this is, so you have to just type it in Google. You will get through their web page और वहाँ पे सिर्फ आपको अपना details add करना है. It is nothing skyrocket. You have to just add your details and you would be able to generate easily your ORCID. If you, at the end of the session, I will also show you, if you want, the web page of this particular website. So again, it is important that whatever is our published work, we should present it in our in different types of workshops and conferences and networking and all research collaborations we can have. You should have people from other institutions writing your collaborating in our research paper. So क्या हो जाता है कि their networking is also going to help you, and that's how we would be able to increase our citations. Now, this is the most important point when we come to publication in Scopus Indexed or Web of Science. Okay, so majority of the problem, or we have this mindset in for us, यार Scopus में अगर हमें ये करना है, publish करना है, तो it is very very expensive. Am I right? Yes, all of us would be having this कि हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, इसमें बहुत पैसा लगता है. Okay, so it is important that we change this mindset, because there are different options that are available for the publication. So these are the different types of open access of forums that are there. Okay, so कोई भी journal हम जो select करते हैं उसमें ऐसे अलग अलग आपको इस तरीके से एक terminologies दिखेंगे. Okay, so I will just tell you what does that mean. So first is gold open access. Gold open access matlab the entire journal is freely accessible to everyone. Okay, freely accessible to everyone in the sense, if I am a reader, okay, I am a reader and I want to access the paper. So आप लोगों ने देखा रहेगा कि whenever you are checking different types of papers, sometimes some papers are freely available. You can open the PDF easily, you can download it. But there are some papers which you would be able to see only the abstract. And if you want to check the full length paper, you will have to pay for it. Am I right? So this is like gold open access mein all the papers in the journal is freely accessible to everyone. In this case, so for this type of a journal, or there would be an APC, that is your article processing cost. Okay, and the APC definitely in Scopus and Web of Science is in dollars. Okay, thousands and dollars. So thousands of dollars for us, it becomes a quite a heavy amount, right? So we don't want this kind of a journal which is having only gold open access. Okay, so then we have green open access, where authors make their research available in repositories. मतलब क्या? यहाँ पे it is like the author is going to have the free access to their paper, and then the author is allowed to publish it in, say, ResearchGate or academia.edu, which are repositories. So there are many journals, there are many papers which we get through ResearchGate. Am I right? So वहां से हम देखते हैं. So that is where maybe the journal is not giving the access, but the author may give the access. But here also, the author has to check the rules that the journal has given, the publication or the open access rules. There could be an embargo system. What do you mean by embargo system? That means a lock-in period. So here, the journal doesn't take any money from the author for the publication, but it locks a period of, say, 2 years. But the 2 years tak, the author cannot uh, publish or put up these paper in any of the repositories. Repositories में नहीं डाल सकते. After 2 years, then the author is free to handle however they want. Sorry. Now this is the next one. Third one is what we are looking for. That is hybrid open access, where uh, where a journal has hybrid rules. मतलब दो टाइप के उनके पास ऑप्शंस होते हैं. One option where if the author wants, they can pay and make the paper accessible to everyone. Or else the author can or the author rejects to pay the APC, so then the paper goes in the subscription model. ओके, सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल में जाता है, उसका मतलब क्या होता है, द ऑथर डजंट नीड टू पे द एपीसी, बट अ रीडर who wants to read that particular research paper will have to pay. So that paper is under or is behind a payment wall. Okay, only after the payment that paper would be accessible to the reader. So we can make use of the subscription journals. Okay. So subscription journals may author doesn't have to pay any APC. So it is like the choice of the author. If you are ready to pay, then it is definitely good to give the APC and then make your paper accessible to everyone, because that will increase your citations. Okay. But if definitely we don't have so much of money to give the APC such kind of high APC. So in that case, we can go for subscription journal. I will also tell you one more thing. Because we are from a developing country, some of these journals, they also have provisions that there are like they will give you some rebate, they will give you some discount in the APC charges also. So just don't, if you think a journal is very much apt for your research work, I will suggest to write to them, to write to the editor and request them that our financial conditions are not that great, and that is the reason why we would request you to consider and give us some kind of concession in the um, APC, that you can write to them. Sometimes or most of the times they accept also and give a heavy discount to 70 to 80% discount भी देते हैं. There are chances, but there are chances that they don't accept such kind of request. In that case, then we can go for the subscription based model where you don't pay, and then it is your paper is under the payment wall. Lastly, there are very few journals which are available, which are having diamond or platinum open access. So where there is no fees that they charge for the authors or for the readers. But yes, the acceptance rate in such journals is very, very high. For example, in life sciences, there is, I think everyone must have known, there is a journal called Nature, which is very, very highly rated, having an impact factor of more than 40. So such journals, they are very highly reputed, and they don't charge because they have a lot of sponsors also. Okay, so that is the reason why they don't charge either to the authors or to the readers. But yes, the work that is represented in these journals is of very, very high quality. Okay, so these things are very important. So type of access that I was talking about. So subscription based access, where the journal requires the readers or the institutions to pay. So there are various different institutions who take this subscription because they have to give their students the access or their teachers the access to these journals. So the institutions pay or the readers pay a particular subscription fees. Okay. So articles are typically behind a paywall and access is restricted to only the subscribers. So in this subscription based access, if we as an author, we are publishing, then they don't charge any APC for our paper. Okay. Then embargoed access, which I have already discussed, which is delayed open access. Okay. So they offer delayed open access where the articles is made freely available only after a embargo period. So it can be 6 months, it can be 2 years. Most of the journals have 2 years post publication. Then you have pay per view. So there are some papers which have like pay per view. मतलब एक paper का सिर्फ cost दे सकते हो. You need not subscribe for the entire journal. पूरे के पूरे journal को subscription की जरूरत नहीं है. But if you want to read a particular article, then for that individual article, one-time fee has to be given, and then that can be purchased. That particular paper can be purchased, and you can have access to it. Yes, is this part very much clear? What is open access? What is or what are the different types of access and all? Any doubt in this? Because now I will show you the other websites which are there. So before that, I just want to know whether it is clear to all of us, all of you, regarding this particular thing.
Ma'am, one query is there.
Yeah, please ask.
Do our research center have any subscription-based access journals for the research scholars like us?
We do have for Elseviers, but it is like through our IP only. So when we are accessing through so there are some journals where we have access. But it is
Could
through
you,
our IP. Like MES ke IP se agar when we are when we are searching, then we get access to them.
can we get the links or the names of such journals so we can access it?
That we will have to check. Shadul sir, I think we have this in the engineering का ये, so we will have to check with this कि कौन से इसके लिए है and कौन से नहीं.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So is this access part clear to everyone? Because with this, I will show you that how we can find like what are the different types of journals which are there when we search for it. Okay. Should I move ahead then? Fine. So I will share this PPT with all of you, and at the end, I have this web links also. So where there are two different types of journal finders. Like you have for Scopus, we have Elseviers, and Shalusa, is my screen visible? I'm not able to see it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there is this Elseviers for Scopus. Okay. So Elseviers ka site mein we can search for the Scopus index journals, and Clarivate is for Web of Science. Okay. So these are the two different links which are there. So I'll share these links also. So I'll share this entire PPT with all of you so that you can have an access whenever you need. So when we are just checking these, मतलब यही इसमें if we click it, or so you can see Elseviers Journal Finder. So when we open this Elseviers Journal Finder, is it visible, everyone?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So when we open this, this is a very easy method of finding a journal. So here you can see there is something called as match my abstract. So if your abstract is already ready, okay, so we can just copy paste this abstract here. या फिर you can also have, say for example, my abstract is still not ready, and I want to prepare my paper according to a particular journal. So in that case, I can go for keyword search. Okay, so whatever my aim is, I will definitely have an idea about what paper I am looking for, right? So depending upon that, you can write down the keywords and all, and then find the journal. Yeah, I'll just show you how we can match an abstract. So Shadu sir had sent me an abstract. I will just copy that abstract and paste it. So after pasting it, I'll just have to go and find the journals. So यहाँ पे जब when you are finding the journals on this side, you can see that it is like showing me the type of publications. So either the publication can have a gold open access. I have already talked about that. So that means a publication fee is required. That is, an APC is required, or else with a subscription. Okay, subscription, which is an embargo period which applies before public authors can publish to the public through ResearchGate or through any other type. So if I don't want journals only for gold access, then I can just switch it off, and it will give me only the access or only those journals which have the option of subscription. So you can see now there are these many journals which are relevant to whatever the abstract that has been given to me. So here it is showing me if it is an open access. So a lot of information you can get it from this only for the selection purpose. So if it is an open access, this is the article publishing charge, which is really quite very, very high, you can see. Okay. So we also have a no publishing charge, that is a subscription model where your article can be shared according to the journal's article sharing policy. Okay. So according to that. Now, these are the some factors which is very important for us to see when we want to select a particular journal. So what is an impact factor? So the impact factor is very, very high, 12.9. 12.9 impact factor is quite high. Even if we are able to publish in an impact factor journal, which is having an impact factor of 2 or 3, that is also considered to be very good. Okay, so you can just imagine 12.9 is quite an impact factor. Then this is the time that is taken for the first decision. So as I told you, the first decision is taken by the editor. Editor हमें बता देगा पहले ही देख के कि आपका जर्नल आपका पेपर नेक्स्ट राउंड के लिए जाएगा कि नहीं. नेक्स्ट राउंड इज नथिंग बट योर peer review. Okay, and this is the time that is taken for the acceptance, 248 days. So this time again is an average that is taken for most of the papers that have been accepted in that particular journal. Okay, so that particular time is written over here. So it could be a little higher also. So like mostly 8 months, 9 months वगैरह लग जाते हैं for the acceptance. You can see over here. Here the time of acceptance is more than a year. 365 days से भी ज़्यादा है. Okay, first decision in 16 days. So like that. There are some particular journals which will also give you the acceptance rate. So acceptance rate means how many. So इसमें कहीं पर भी acceptance rate नहीं दिया हुआ है. But mostly, हाँ. So here you can see one particular journal. Here it is, they are giving the acceptance rate. So try to like this is just 18%. मतलब 100 अगर papers उनको मिलते हैं तो उसमें से around 18 papers they usually accept, right? So it is very, very low. तो ये सारी चीजें हमें देखनी पड़ेगी. Okay, you will have to go through and you have to. So here it is, the acceptance rate is 28%, but the time of acceptance is quite low. Okay, so इस तरीके से you can check with different types of your journals. So यहाँ पे देखो जैसे नीचे नीचे जाते रहेंगे वैसे the impact factor of the journal will go on decreasing. Okay, so you can check of those particular type of journals also. Okay, जिसके impact factor थोड़ा कम हो, जिसका time of acceptance थोड़ा कम हो और acceptance rate थोड़ा ज़्यादा. Yes, so these things you can check. Now you can go to, so whatever you have selected, whichever journal you select, so वहाँ पे you just, now more about this journal you can uh, have more informations related to what it usually publishes and all those things. All these things you will get, the scope of the journal, every detail you will get. And then you can go to this journal from this particular, yeah, that is visit journal page, to get more information on this, more information on this particular journal. So here is the guide to author. So guide to author, you can see there are different things that are mentioned over here. Read through it, okay? Read what is the editor looking at, okay? Peer review में क्या क्या चीजें होती है, okay? ओपन एक्सेस के क्या व्यूज है, वो सारी चीजें, ऑथरशिप किसको मिलना चाहिए, नहीं मिलना चाहिए, या whatever, what all declarations that they need, funding sources, how they have to be declared. See here, they have also mentioned that how you can use any kind of your generative AI, okay, when you are writing a paper for this particular journal, how it is accepted and what is not accepted. A clear guidance is being given. And also a new section in most of the journals are now included, where you give a declaration whether you have used AI or not. Okay, so these are some new policies that are there. Okay, तो यहाँ पे then ये सारी चीजें पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है whenever you are doing any kind of your studies. So how it has to be reflected. So ये सारी चीजें पढ़ के then only you should have. Now this is the writing format. We have to be very much thorough. So here, step-by-step guide for publishing in Elsevier, that means publishing with Scopus Index, that also is given. So you can just go for that. Okay. So title page पे क्या क्या चाहिए, abstract में क्या क्या चाहिए, keywords में क्या क्या चाहिए, how your graphical representations should be there, tables कैसे होना चाहिए, all the detail, the complete detail is being given over here. And most of these journals will also require your supplementary material. Okay, so जहाँ पर भी कोई भी जैसे तो आप लोग अगर you are collecting the data, so raw data, that raw data may also have to be uploaded, okay, in the supplementary files that you are doing. Even in case of some animations या videos वगैरह हम बनाते हैं, there are some people who take or do a research work where video interviews are being taken. So even these videos and all have to be deposited in these supplementary data. Okay, so this is in the repository, all these things have to be done. So this guide to the authors is the most important part, where you have to go through properly and then check which journal is suitable, or start modifying your paper accordingly, and then only submit your article. So once your article is ready, then you have to go for submit your article. So when you are going for submission of the article, all the journals will have there, you will have to create your author login. Okay, you will create your author login, or else you will have to log in via your ORC ID, as I said. So ORC ID बनाना बहुत important है. So यहाँ पर अगर आप click करोगे what is ORC ID, it will give you the entire options. This is the link. This is the, so if I just open in another tab and show it to you, see how your ORC ID This is the web page of it. Okay. So यहाँ पे आपने you have to just make your own register and you have to make your own ID. Okay, वहाँ पे you have to give your details and everything that you have. Okay, so register now. This is for the new users. So you can see your name, your email address, everything, and then next step, it all goes. I already have my ID, so I don't think it will. Yes, it shows that it already has. So I'll use my another one. I'll just show you the informations that they require. It is not very difficult thing. Also there. Sorry. Okay, so here you will add your all your details. So like this, all your simple details have to be added, and then it will show you your earlier publications if it is registered under DOJ and all. So it will show you those. Okay, so now visibility, like you want everything to be visible to others or trusted parties or only you. All these things can be chosen. So that's it. You complete your registration. And then you get, this is your ID. Okay. This is your entire uh, this thing, your entire email address and this particular numbers. Okay, so that becomes your address. Okay, your ID. So it is this simple. It will take only 2 minutes to generate your ORC ID. Yes. So going back, so यहाँ पर भी you have to log in. ठीक है. So yeah, I already have created a login ID. So you have to just go and register yourself, create all your details and all, and then give your think I have not registered yet. So here, let me give my all details. So like this, all the login information, everything has to be given, and then you will successfully register yourself. And then there are pages where you can so all the details, everything you have to fill up. So you can see over here, without the ORC ID, they are not allowing for the to go ahead. So I have to register, or I have to have my ORC ID, then only it will allow us for the. So this is my ID. I can just use this. And then we can navigate through the other pages. That's how you log in into your register into your any particular this thing, any particular journal, and then you can go for the submission of the manuscript. So this is how your editorial, or this is how you have to. So there are different steps in all these things. So first, go and check. First, select which paper or which journal you wanted. Then in that journal, check the author's guideline, make your own login ID and keep it ready. Then prepare your manuscript according to your guidelines that is given for the author for that particular journal, and then you go for the submission. Okay, and always have a review whether there is any. So, like for example, every week you can go and check, because for even reviewers' feedback which is being given, that has a timeline. Within 10 days or within 2 weeks, they will give you a timeline for the revision. So, whatever revision that is needed, they will give you an idea about that. So, similarly, if you are going for uh, Clarivate, maybe we can check the similar kind of journals. So you can write down here. So say for example, I am having the same the title. I'm just putting the title and I can search. If I already have a manuscript ready with me, I can go for match the manuscript similar to what we saw in Elseviers. So I can just copy paste the title and the abstract and find journals over here also. So here also, when you are checking, it will give this kind of things. So what is the math score? And so if you think that this is a good journal, you can view the profile page. So when you view the profile page, you will see all the information regarding that particular journal. Okay, so you can see what related they are there. What is the journal impact factor? So it is not subscribed to JCR. That is the reason why it doesn't have this impact factor. But for JCI, which is a new matrix, it is having this impact factor, which is a little low, but that is definitely fine. Then about the entire ये सारे पूरे journal के बारे में, you will get a snapshot of what is this journal total about. उसका क्या क्या चीजें already is there. Okay, that will be सब कुछ यहाँ पे बताया जाएगा. So APC fee and all these things you will get to know. So this is the APC fee that is there. So whether they have open access or not, you have to go to there. So Web of Science में ढूंढना is a little more trickier as compared to Scopus. Scopus में on the first go only you can get. So you can select, you can filter that you want only the open access ones, or you want the free ones also. That setting, that things can be done in Scopus. But Web of Science, you will get the list, and then one by one, you will have to go to every journal. But one thing, let me make it very clear कि ये Clarivate से या फिर Elsevier से ही journals find करें, and then go to their links from these repositories. ये databases से links में जाए. Okay, links means to the link of your journals. Because many of the times what happens is people will tell, okay, this is Scopus index, and they will give you a particular link of a journal. That journal website could itself be cloned. Okay, you will not be able to make out whether it is the original website or whether it is a cloned website or a cloned journal. It is very difficult to understand that. ठीक है. So वो सब understand करने के लिए भी फिर then you have to go through their editors and all. Sometimes editors list whatever they upload, that is also bogus. That is also not right. They may not be even knowing that they are on the editorial board of these journals. So it is always better कि इन databases के through ही आप वो journals को access करें या फिर वो website को access करें. Do not access it from outside. ओके, डू नॉट जस्ट सर्च. एक जन ने किसी ने दे दिया आपको नाम, तो ठीक है, अगर आपके पास कोई जर्नल का नाम, ओके, तो यू कैन गो टू एल्जाइवर्स एंड वो जर्नल के नाम फाइंड जर्नल्स. सो ये जर्नल you can just write down the name of the journal also. That is also okay. It will show you that particular journal. For example, just let us only if it is definitely there. So technology in society. So let us see if there is. To search from here. That is where your journal title and all is there. So when you search from this keywords or this journal title, when you are checking technology in society, then it will show you that particular journal in the list. Even if you are having ISSN number, you can just type the ISSN number over here and go from this. And then it will show you that whether that particular journal is there or not. फिर अगर वो journal इसमें है, तो then go through the journal page. Visit the journal page from this link, from this particular page, and do not directly write this technology in society on Google and go to that. It could be some other journal also. So these are some tips that will help you in selecting proper journals for publishing your papers in Scopus or Web of Science journals. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else anyone wants to know?
Ma'am, these journals are publishing only the research papers or articles, writers will,
Even review articles they are publishing.
and that is also considered in our research work.
Yes, yes. Even review articles related to your research. But yes, the review article where they will be considering, so guidelines padna bahut zaruri hai. It has to be a complete review. Review bhi karte hai to matlab extensive review. Many papers you have to what do you say, cite and also check. Also, go through literature review karna hoga bahut sara. Then only these, so it has to be an extensive review. Then only these journals will accept. So quality of the papers that you write is foremost important for getting acceptance in such journals.
And secondary data, on the basis of secondary data, is also.
Yes. So for that, it is very much important that you go to the journal's website and check what all they publish. पहले ही आप जाके एक्सटेंसिवली देखो, सब कुछ पढ़ना है कि कैसे क्या क्या वो एक्सेप्ट करते, and then only you will have to go ahead for that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I would like to know that if we are using AI for taking data, which I cite the source also, then also we have to share the.
How will you take AI for taking data? Data se AI se data lena is not allowed. You have to create, you have to make your data, right? You have to collect the data.
No, if we want data from 2-3 websites and if we seek AI's help, and then it consolidate and state the sources also, and then we cross verify the source also, then also we have to make a declaration about.
Yes, you have to make the declaration. Because see, ma'am, what happens is the language of the AI and humanoid language is different. So anyways, if you don't make a declaration, they will definitely understand it. And that's why I said that plagiarism check is very important before you go for submission of the papers. And plagiarism check, not just, in like the online tools which are there. We have to get it checked on a proper the paid versions like Turnitin, and we have in our library we have Turnitin, So if you need, you can send it to sir, or and then he will get it through our library. Done it through our library. A
Okay,
plagiarism check.
okay, so we can conclude that if we are using AI in any way, we have to do plagiarism test along with a declaration in our paper.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Pooja ma'am, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. While writing a review of literature, what things we should consider?
Uh, what things we should consider in the sense, ma'am?
जैसे कि मैम देखो एक्चुअली सपोज मैं एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के ऊपर रिसर्च कर रही हूँ, ठीक है। तो अगर मैं रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर कर रही हूँ, मैंने सपोज एक पेपर देखा है, ठीक है, रिसर्च पेपर में देख रही हूँ रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर लिखने के लिए, तो मुझे उसमें से क्या क्या कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा, क्या क्या देखना पड़ेगा, उन्होंने क्या
Ma'am,
किया?
I would not be the right person to talk about this because I am from a different background. I am from
Yeah,
bio.
exactly. Suparna ma'am,
Yeah,
just a second. Sorry.
yeah.
Ma'am, these doubts are related to your research work that can be consulted and advised nicely by your guide only.
ओके ओके
So
सर।
that's the right source. यहाँ पे हम regarding publication of research paper in the Scopus journal. Here we are just to connect two dots. हमें जो problem आ रहा है Scopus में paper publish करने से, and Suparna ma'am is the person who is going to guide you about.
ओके सर।
Research related things you can ask to your
Sure,
guides.
ओके
ma'am.
ओके सर।
Thank you. They
Shardul
will
sir,
guide you better. Yes, ma'am.
good morning, sir. Good morning, Suparna madam.
Good morning.
Thank you for wonderful session. I would like to suggest over here that Shardul sir, Suparna madam, please arrange one workshop or session on use of AI. Okay, to what extent we can use AI and how it is to be converted in our own work. Okay, because use of AI is misused basically. So it cannot be directly used for your research work, I guess. So please conduct one session, Shardul sir, for the use of AI also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please, please.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, is there anything else that I can help you in any way? Yes, I'll share my PPT definitely with all of you. Yes, I will definitely share the PPT. Shall we, sir? Then I think we are done.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, if we come across some doubts regarding publishing our paper in the Scopus Index Journal, so how can we get in contact with you? What is the procedure?
Ma'am, you can share it with me, or we'll ask IQAC, take a permission from IQAC, and we can create a common group or portal where you can post your doubts and queries. And as soon as Suparna ma'am gets the time, she will give the reply to it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
Should I stop the recording, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, please.